Hello, everybody, and welcome back to UKSG Summer. This is the official start of my shift. I am, and will ever be, Zonorous, and I have the pleasure to be your host for the next 4 games. And yeah, most of you are probably aware, but in case you are not, we are raising money for Crisis, which is a charity organization that helps people out of homelessness, which is a great charity. And so far we raised $3,670, which is amazing. But there's no stop to that. More money for charity is always better. And yeah, in the meantime, we got a very cool run coming up next. We got Treasure Planet by Viper. So take it away and good luck and have fun.
Thank you very much. Okay, so you probably saw me earlier on before with Colin McRae Rally 2. And first things first, hello, I'm the Thebpg13, also known as Viper, as Zonorous was saying. This is Treasure Planet for the PlayStation 1, and immediately everyone's going to be gobsmacked and jaws is going to drop to the floor because I'm running a game that is nowhere near linked to racing. I know, shock horror. Anyway, so this is Treasure Planet for the PS1, released in 2002. It was quite late in the PlayStation 1's life cycle. It went at the end of that genre of 90s into early 2000s Disney animated films, so obviously like The Lion King and everything, Aladdin, The Little Mermaid and things. And this was on the back end scale, and it was quite good animated. The film was very good for animation, but often got criticised a lot because it was more getting into film started to progress in the early 2000s. But anyway, enough of that. I'll explain the story as we get into it, but first things first, let's get into the run, shall we? And I'll do a bit more explaining as I go. So if we're ready on time, I'll give you a countdown from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so how do I explain Treasure Planet? So if anyone's read the book of the same name, which I believe it's called Treasure Island, Treasure Island, then you'll be very familiar with the plot of the film. This was basically a modern retelling of the classic tale. So, the lad we play as, the Yeeby lad that we play as, is known as a guy called Jim Hawkins. Now, Jim Hawkins has a few things up his sleeve. He has this parachute thing, which is known in the film as Morph, and it can morph into any object, hence the name. And the first trick of the speedrun that we're going to be doing is we're going to be killing ourselves to get a game over, and just before we do it on the final life, we're actually going to quit to the hub. Now immediately you're thinking, what the hell's just happening? What's going on? So, what's just happened there is we've just immediately caused a glitch to happen, and the glitch is you're given... So when you die on the last life, normally it tells you, do you want to continue? However, one of the members of the community, I do apologise, I forget who it was, found out that if you did that and then went back to the thing, went back to the hub, you could do this. So normally, I would die about now, but if I drop out of here like this, this happens. So you start to... So because the world must be linked or something from the top to the bottom, it means that you basically fall down to a certain extent and the game respawns you from up in the sky. And we actually used this a fair few times. Now I will mention there is a few mini games like this, such as I think it's called it's like Bird Hunt. So if anyone's familiar with the old Bird Hunt games from I don't know, the NES or whatever it was at the time. Same thing here. So we've got a laser shooter thing. I forget what it is. It's like a laser gun. And Jim himself has the distinct honour of taking down birds. Now, for those who are a bit unaware, allow me to kind of just explain the story a little bit better, in a bit better detail. So, the story follows a lad called Jim Hawkins, and Jim Hawkins he sets out to find Treasure Planet. His dad ends up leaving him and things like that, but you don't really find that out till later on. But he's after someone called Captain Flint, his treasure, which is locked away on Treasure Planet. And whilst he's there, he goes with, I think it's an astronomist or something. I forget what he's called now off the top of my head, but he's a guy that knows his stuff to do with space and everything, is it an astronomer or something? Something like that. So, anyway, he goes to him and he gets on board a ship called the RLS Legacy. I think that's how he says it in the film. But the whole point of this ship is to go to Treasure Planet, or to at least try to get near. Anyway, because Jim has the map, it means that, well, to kind of put it bluntly, Jim has the map, and yeah, they set sail and shenanigans ensues. Also, that what we just picked up is called a Treasure Planet Pirate Token, and these are basically like the main part of the game. Again, we're using this glitch, and we have to collect 18 of these things. Now, there's several ways you can pick these items up. So the first thing is you can pick them up by completing errands for people. Nice, pick that up very good time. So you have to do a few things to pick those up. So the first one is you can pick them up by completing hobbies for people, you know, jobs for people. But you can also do it via, well, other methods too. Such as winning races. So we are going to be doing some races with like hoverboards and stuff like that. So it's a bit like Ratchet and Clank in that regard, I think. I don't know, maybe. That's debatable, I think. So to kind of put it blunt, we do have to collect these tokens. We have to collect some coins too. Now, the thing is that in this level in particular, you need to collect 100 doubloons. That's what they're called. I call them coins, but they're doubloons. Anyway, so you need to collect these doubloons. You need to collect 100. However, we don't actually need to do that. So if you see up there, we actually can just drop down here like this. Now, you may have saw in the background, there's like a thing, like a crack in the wall. And by us getting out of here, let me just try and get near it as close as I can. So what you do here is you shoot that, like that, with your laser scanner, and it unlocks a secret area, just with a token. Now, I did mention you need 100 doubloons to get past this guy. You don't actually need to do that. You can walk yourself past it, like this. So if I start hovering over here, you'll see that there is now a lift. And I don't want to drop too fast, otherwise, if I drop too fast, I die. I do not want to die, ideally. I say that, I have got infinity lives, so maybe that doesn't matter. But yeah, we're going to take the lift down to the mines. So you notice as well, the top left corner, that is the health meter. Now, the health meter does go down. There you go. It does go down, however, what we want to be doing is making sure that we don't lose all our health. So you can still die, even though you've got infinity health. It's a bit of a weird gimmick, I do apologise. So we need to collect, because we bypassed that guy with 100 doubloons, it actually means that that's actually one barrier that we've got past. However, that doesn't mean that we don't need coins, so we do actually need to get quite a few in this run. So we need to pick 200 up for Spaceport. Which is the level after this. So these are the taverns that we need to hover and explore. So if I can get to the right place, hopefully, yep. There we go. Pick that up. There we go. Good stuff. So at this point in the game, you actually need to collect 5 bulbs. Now, in the game, you're supposed to go and see a guy, and he unlocks these gates for you. However, because we're using this out of bounds trick, where you can just drop down and it appears on the other end. It means that we actually don't need to, and we can beat the generators. However, it's worth noting, if you complete all 5 generators and then go and see him, it crashes the game. It basically soft locks it, which is nice, isn't it? So because of this, we're actually going to leave this generator on its own. And that was really good timing. That means I could get this. Cool. So, what we're going to need to do here is, if I can do this fast enough, and I'm hoping I'm quick enough to catch that lift on the way back, if it's possible. But long story short is, if you complete all 5, then it means that, yeah, you're in big trouble. So we're going to complete the other 4, and we're going to leave that till last. Now, like I said, it's mainly because of the fact that, well, you don't want to be soft-locking this game, trust me. The last thing you want is soft locking. The easiest way to kind of soft lock yourself, in a way, is when you're in this death state, it means that you can, if I just get around here, like so, come on, okay, there we go, okay, right, I was a bit far off, that's fine. So what we're dropping through the sky, there we go. Oh, that was brilliant. That was actually just where I needed to go, okay. So if I start walking up here, there should be a guy, and eventually the level will load in. There it is. But the easiest way you can actually completely die, as in just soft lock the game, is if you do what's known as that, it's like a sword slash. Now normally you can do it as a single jump, or you can do it as a double jump. It really doesn't. Oh god, please don't. Okay, hey, please don't jump off the edge. Don't do that. Anyway, as I was saying, that was very close. Go. But you want to make sure that you don't do that sword thing off the edge, because if you do, then you just fall forever until you get back on land. So the only way you can actually get out of that is by just exiting out of the game and going back in the level, by which point you completely quit out the game. So one thing that we don't do on this run is we don't save or anything like that. So I can get that guy as well, get that money. So we do need 200 coins. Now, you leave here with about 70 or 80 coins, near enough. You can leave with less. I mean, I've got, what, 63 there. 66 now. That's fine. But that's, like, Montress is quite an easy level, really. I mean, if you were playing this through casually, obviously you go and see the guy. Now, the funny thing is, we're now going to go and see this guy, okay? We're now going to go and see him. He's going to say, well, the generator's been overrun. It's like, mate, it's fine. We don't have to worry, because we've already done 4 generators. So, you know, we don't even need to worry. So this is going to make the game a lot easier. This mission in particular a lot easier. So we have to leave here with 4 of them token things I mentioned before. Sorry, 5 of the token things that we've got. Now, here comes the first thing. So you remember how I mentioned about, oh, well, you got infinity life. Well, as soon as you pick a life up like that, what happens then is, you pick a life up, that puts you back to 0. So now what's going to happen is, when you pick the life up, it resets you 999, say it's like minus 9999, right? Because you've got +1, it puts you at 0. So when you now jump off, the game will go game over, which is what we want. What it does is it respawns you at the bottom of the lift. So I'll show you what I mean in a second. So you get this like that, do that. It says, do you want to continue? Click yes. Now it respawns us right here. Right exactly where we were before. And the reason for this is it's quicker because it saves us all that running. So now what we've got to do is we've got to talk to this thing here, like that. Get the token, and that is Montressa done and dusted. So we don't even need to collect all the coins or anything like that. And it asks us, do we want to save? Next of all, we do a race. Now, I will mention, just for the record as well, is that during this run, we go through Montressa. We get 5 tokens from Montressa. We do the Montressa race and get 3 tokens. You have to be quick on this and collect the money. Collect enough coins for Spaceport. And then once you've done this, that unlocks Spaceport. You collect 4 of these token things. We'll call them treasure tokens for now. And you collect 4 treasure tokens in Spaceport, and what that allows you to do is that allows you to keep. So basically, here's what you want to do: is it requires 18 of these 18 of these treasure tokens. Keep forgetting there what you call them now. So you need to collect 18 of these treasure tokens before the end of the game in order to unlock the final race. Now the final race is the Treasure Planet race. Basically, we actually only do, I think it's around like 20% of the game. Not even that, maybe. I can't quite remember the percentage at the end of the game. But yeah, so you do the Montressa race. So this is basically us collecting money, as you do. And all we've got to do is do 6 laps. Now, as far as the races go, we've got, they're very self-explanatory. However, the main ones that I need to mention. So, the Spaceport race is quite easy. There's really nothing difficult about the Spaceport race whatsoever. Same with the Montressa race. However, once we get to the Legacy race and Silver Boss, it gets a lot more difficult. Same with Treasure Planet. But whilst I'm doing this race, I suppose I've got a bit of downtime, but just to mention as well, for those that have never seen the film before, highly recommend watching it, or reading the book. Like I said, the book is called Treasure Island, so if you've ever read the book, then you'll know the plot of the film. It's just it's told in like a more modern tone. It's actually not, in my opinion, a pretty good animated film. I think, personally, and this might be controversial to say, I think it beats the likes of stuff like Aladdin, The Lion King, you know, them sort of films. I think it does beat them. I think it's got a bit of action. Like I said, it's your typical treasure pirate, you know, arr, that sort of thing. And the other thing to mention as well is I believe this was out before Pirates of the Caribbean was a thing, which is also a great movie series as well. Funnily enough, another pirate thing that was owned by Disney. But yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have maybe even seen the film or maybe even played the game. There is actually, staying with Treasure Planet and pirates and stuff, there is actually a PS2 title. Now, the weird thing is, because like I said, this released in about 2000 I think it was 2002. The film came out in 2002, so I presume it came out around the same time. But, again, it was at the end of the PS1's life cycle, but there was actually a PS2 version made as well. Now, the thing is, the PS2 version plays, in my opinion, a lot more different. Now, I haven't actually finished it, but from what I did play, the gameplay is a lot more, like, it's a lot more 3D intense, if that's a way of putting it. Basically, obviously, graphics look a lot better, and the game plays a lot better. There's a lot more length to it. It follows the same plot of the film and everything like that, but the PS2, as you might imagine, would obviously... It's a lot more graphically enhanced than the PlayStation 1 was, so there you go. Also, when we cross the finish line for this as well, we will be quitting to the hub, because that means that we can skip all the stuff after, like this, like that. So that is the Montressa race done. Now, for those ones, it's like, yeah, but how do you know you've got them? So if I look at the bottom left corner, it says that I have 8... what you call it? I've got 8 tokens, which is what I want. So I'm just going to turn the gain up on my camera, so I do apologise for that.
Jim,
also, so in a speedrun for this normally, what would actually happen is you'd have the guys do their own route. I have my own way of doing this. So again, I'm going to do the whole infinite life thing. Hear me out as to why I do this. Now, the speedrun, the current world record guys don't do this. This is just something that I do. Consider it being safe strats. Because when you do the game normally, or when people run the game normally, the better runners than me, when they do it, they obviously use the health of the character and everything. And they don't, they use the lives up in strategic places. So for just to kind of break it down also, welcome to Spaceport. I should mention that, welcome to Spaceport. So we're going to spend about 10 minutes or so in Spaceport. So we're going to do a favour for a couple of guys. And there's going to be a lot more running about. We don't need to collect any coins, that's fine. Also, goddammit, I missed that. Never mind. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, down we go, down the black hole. Don't worry, we're going to respawn from the top, as I said. So what I actually need to do here is I'm going to try my best. Hopefully I can do this. There we go, that'll be fine. So we're going to talk to this guy here. And what we're going to do here is we're now going to help this guy defend his stuff with all of his fruit. So what we're going to do is go use our laser pointer thing. Laser gun, I don't know what it's called. We're going to use that to kill the rats. Because they like stealing fruit, apparently. It's like, yum yum yum. So, these rats, I don't know what the hell's in the laser thing, but these things just disintegrate. I have no idea what's in them. And it also looks like grains of sand that you put in a beanbag, I guess. That sort of thing? I don't really know. So we want to make sure we kill all these, but I'm just intrigued if anyone's actually played this game before. Because I presume there's a few people in chat, but I don't know. What about you, Zonorous? Have you played it before, or...?
This game, you mean?
Yeah.
I have not, but I have seen the movie quite a few times. And I even read the book. Because I had to. Cool. I was forced to.
Bonus points. The weird thing is, so I read the book and didn't think much of it, and then when I saw the film, I was like, the film's way better. But then I suppose that's kind of what it's like. I don't know, some films can be better than the books, but it depends.
Yeah, I really liked the movie. I think in the box office it didn't do too hot, but most people kind of liked it. It just kind of flew under the radar.
Yeah, I think I can't remember the whole reason for why it flew under the radar so much. I think maybe because of the fact that by this point we were getting into the modern era of filmmaking, possibly. I mean, that's a wild guess, but I presume so. Something around those lines, anyway. But, yeah, we've just picked up another token. Now, I don't have to worry about any of these bad guys trying to kill me because, like I said, I've got this invulnerability, so we won't have to worry. For those wondering, like, why are you backtracking on yourself? So the reason why we're backtracking here is because what's going to happen is... now, normally you do this with... you do this when you've got, obviously... the runners would normally do this, getting towards the end of it. Like, you know, they'd obviously have their own agenda. But basically what we want to do is we want to try and land over here. Now, luckily I know roughly where I'm going. Now, we've got a black sky here, so that's kind of scary, but never mind. We should be alright. So what I want to make sure I do here is I want to try and make sure, hopefully I can. There we go, gotcha. So I want to make sure I land near that and try and slam it, you know, sword slam it to break open the box. So that's the thing as well. So you ideally want to break the... you ideally want to break the box if you can. So that guy there also, he's going to come in mighty useful. So we're going to need him later on. Well, I say later on, in about 2 minutes when we come back. So we're going to backtrack here to get this paper over here. And also the yellow token, sorry, gem thing that's over here. Now, I'm just going to be straight up honest. This is the worst bit by far for me, the bit in Spaceport, doing all this. Because you have to, like, scour around. So I'm hovering right now to try and see which room I'm in and whereabouts I am. So if I can land up here, that'd be good if I could. Okay, I'm landed. I don't know where I am right now. That's nice to know. Where am I? Okay, okay, I'm near the wall. Right, so if I start running, should load. There we go. Phew. Yeah, so after a certain point, the game will eventually catch you up, and it will load in. It actually takes a while to do it, but you can, like I said, normally what would happen about here is you would actually fall to your death, and that would be it. You just respawn. And it won't be a bother, but obviously, like I said, because I'm using this out of bounds thing, it obviously means it's a lot more tricky for me to find out where I'm going. Also, we want to be dropping through the building. So a lot of this is like, what the heck is going on? I know for a fact that a lot of people are like, so what is the actual purpose of the game? So the purpose of the game and the plot is, Jim is, like I said before, is Jim Hawkins, the lad you play as.
Yeah, sure, I'll use the lift.
He's on a quest to try and find somebody called Captain Flint, his treasure. And he meets a guy called Long John Silver, or John Silver. Obviously, it's Long John Silver if you've read the book. But in this film, he's a cyborg. Now, at the time, cyborgs were apparently going around killing people and stuff like that. And Jim's just a, you know, he's just a young lad. He doesn't know much about cyborgs. But it's quite a cool, like I said, as a classic film, you know, a classic novel with like a modern mechanical twist. It's quite cool, actually. Very, very cool to watch. So, I want to make sure, if I can, I might be able to get this. Yes, I did get it. Okay, I didn't quite get it that much in practice. But because of where you land here, you can actually grab onto these here. There we go. Okay, that was a lot better than it was in... a lot better than I did in practice, let's put it that way. So you don't actually... normally in this part, you need to get all these platforms to all move around and stuff like that. Yeah, you don't need to do any of that. Not in the any percent, anyway. So these guys here will obviously bash the ground. Now don't forget, I'm still in that invincible state, so these guys can't kill me. As much as they want to, they will never kill me. Because invincibility, yeah, cheating, supposedly. But it's not. Like I said, use this glitch is very OP. Now, like I said, most guys would not use this in a run. It's not something that they like to use, or not something that they do use in a run. So I'm just going to get rid of him. But it is something. It's, like I said, it's very... for a game on the PS1, granted, it's not the best game or best platform or anything on the PS1. But it is decent, I think. Well, personally. So I want to get that barrel over there, which I did. Nice. So the whole thing that I want to do here is I want to make sure that I can get past this guy here. Can. So we're going to get this life over here. Now this is crucial. Mainly because of the fact that normally you pick it up and that would be the wiser. But, like I said, I've done this invincibility thing. So if I die, I have to quit the game to come back. If I... In this is the only thing that I have to implement myself. Just to make sure that I can actually get hurt. And if I do die, then I get a game over screen. And that's what I want. Because I don't want to be going into the next level... ideally, and I don't want to be going into the next level and then finding out that I can't die because I'm invincible and all that stuff. So, also you may remember we traded we traded 4 of these yellow crystals last time.
Thank you, valued customer.
For a token. There we go. So normally at this point we would actually just quit to the hub. Not this time we don't. So don't forget, I've been trying to collect 200 of these coin things so far. And it's for this guy here. Because he's a membership thing. You let him in. Sorry, he lets you in. And then, like that. And then, there we go. Good stuff. So, now that we've got our 12, we're now going to fight Scrute Boss. Now, the Scrute Boss is one of 2 bosses. So, he's got a very basic pattern on how you attack him. So, for example, his first phase is him whacking a lever and firing barrels. Like you'll see it in a minute. And then, after a certain amount of barrels, he'll... one of the barrels will explode. Not explode, bang, but it'll have a... like a grenade in it, like this. So, what we've done there is, we've actually... caused him to, oh man, I missed. Bloody hell. Never good. Ideally, I wanted him to hit him with that. Okay. There we go. So, oh god, hello. Ah, that was going to be a good shot. It's probably like a tiny frame with that one. So I want to keep an eye out for where he's going to appear. There we go. So you want him to get hurt 3 times here. What's going to end up happening now is he's going to jump onto this crate here. This is his second phase. In my opinion, one of the easiest phases. Because you want to blow up his... you want to blow all them up over there. Now what's going to happen is, his third phase, he throws crates at you. Oh dear. Believe me when I say this guy is a pushover. He is easy. So he does this 3 times. So that's the first one. And then when he jumps, just wait. And then he lands. Shoot him. Again, rinse and repeat. It's an easy kill. There we go. He jumps. And that's Scrute Boss dealt with. Now, Scrute Boss, like I said, fairly easy. Piece of cake. Dead easy. Okay, so the funny thing is, you may be looking at the time and thinking, right, you're 26 minutes into a run with an estimate about 45 minutes. Yeah, most of the hard bit, I say most of the hard bit, most of the long bit is actually been dealt with. So the longest bits in the entire run are Montressa doing exploration, getting the 5 tokens, and doing a spaceport and getting the other 4 tokens. The rest of the game is like 3 minutes a level. The reason being, why is this? Because of the fact that you've got 3 races that you have to do, and a boss. The boss being about 5 minutes long. So allow me to kind of just explain. So, we have... Let's see. So we've got the Spaceport race, which we're doing right now. We have a Legacy race coming up right after it. Then we have to defeat Long John Silver, and then we do Treasure Planet race, and we're done. Literally, that's how long... that's the entire run in a nutshell. And obviously, as you can probably guess, the world record is a lot quicker than me. The current world record for the 90%, by the way, for those interested, I don't believe it's completely optimal, but it's fairly optimal. is a 34.59 by someone called Kawaii. Kawaii Accent's given the full name. It's a pretty good run. I'd highly recommend checking it out. I think it might have been Kawaii actually that found out possibly about the insta-death trick thing. I don't know. Possibly. Might have been them. Not sure. But on here, it doesn't really matter if we collect money. So collecting money is just kind of second nature now. We don't really need any money. We only needed it for Spaceport. Anything after Spaceport, yeah, you don't really have to worry. It's not big of a deal. The only, like I said, the main concern for me on this one in particular, and the bit that I kind of am a little bit worried of going a bit pear-shaped, mainly, is the Legacy Race, which will be coming up straight after this. And then I've got the Silver Boss. Now, Silver Boss is 3 phases. I'll explain that when we get there. But for now, just got a bit of races. So since we've got some downtime, Zonorous, have we got any donations or anything you want to read about charity?
Yes, we do indeed. Got some very cool stuff. Starting off, for example, with a $30 donation by Anonymous. Without any comments, sadly, but thank you very much still for the donation. It's very much appreciated. And yeah, that donation brings us exactly to $3,700 so far, which is absolutely amazing. Thank you guys so much for all the donations so far. I quickly want to mention the upcoming bid war for Morrowind, which is not too far away. It's like an hour and a half-ish, maybe less. And yeah, you can name the main character or something like that. Yeah, name the main player character. And in total, we've raised 500 just for that single bit war. And currently in the lead is Tiny Tim 78 with $210, followed by Erkamus, I believe, with 150. So $60 behind, kind of. And yeah, obviously we have our bonus run at the end of the marathon of some Half-Life action. If we reach $500 out of, if we reach $500, and so far we reached 110 out of those. And yeah, if we reach those 500, we got a Half-Life bonus run, and the Half-Life speedrun is pretty pog, if I can say so myself. And Paulister would literally go insane if you guys meet that incentive. So yeah, keep donating. We got Morrowind, we got bonus, and yeah, we would really much appreciate it. I'm pretty sure all the homeless people that Crisis is supporting would appreciate it as well.
No problem. Thank you very much. And again, thank you to all those that have donated during this marathon. I know it's always for a good cause, and as a group, as a community, I think UKSG is always putting on a cracking show. And that's not just a case of me being nice. No. That's genuine. UKSG always puts on a great event, I think. Just to quickly mention as well, so I have been kind of being a bit quiet for this one, obviously letting Zonorous mention, but there's a reason for that. This is because of the fact that, in my opinion, this is the hardest race, just because of the fact that even a good race is about a second, maybe 5 seconds under. I'm not quite sure how much under it is usually, but basically this Legacy Race, for some odd reason, it always seems to eat inputs at times. I do not know why, but I probably mistime my jumps or something, but yeah, there's a really difficult part of this race. I forget whereabouts it is. It might have just been that I've done then. But it gets pretty difficult. As you might imagine, the game gets more and more difficult as it goes on. But yeah, as like an action platformer and a bit of a racing thing, so there is a few more levels as well than the ones that we've explored. So obviously we've explored Montressa, we've explored Spaceport. You can explore the RLS Legacy, so the ship. And you can even explore Treasure Planet itself, which is very, very cool as well. Also, that is the Legacy Race done and dusted, which means, if I'm not mistaken, that's one hard part out of the way. Next comes the Silver Boss. Now, the Silver Boss, again, as I explained before, is fairly difficult. It has 3 phases. The first phase is he wants you to hit the coloured like the coloured bulbs, I think it is. The second phase is like a mine jumping experience. The third one is to throw diamonds at him. So I don't know if this is completely random, but basically he fires these colours like this. So what we want to do is want to make sure that happens. So he has to blow each one up. So he's got a blue, a green, and a red. Now, oh yeah, he's going to... Of course he shoot the green one. Nice. Nice. That's 2 done. So that's, like, we're nearly already done with the first part. Okay, good stuff. Okay, come on. There we go. Okay, so that's his phase 1 done. So you blow all them up and it's like, right, okay. Time to get rid of that. Mine time. Now, the mine. This is the mine phase. This is phase 2. He's actually got 6 cycles that he has to go through. So what happens is he spawns these mine things and they like scan the area. And if you're stood in that area, it hurts you a little bit. Obviously, it blows you up as well if you're not lucky. But in the second phase, in this phase, what happens now is he throws mines at you, and you need to do that. Throw them to him, and it hurts him like that. So he does one phase where he just throws mines and they blow up, and you have to just be careful of where you are. Like that. Then you have another phase where he shoots a load of mines, but one doesn't blow up, and you throw it back at him. Then it rinse and repeat. So that's like his 3rd cycle. Now we're on to his 4th cycle. Like that. As you can tell as well, it's kind of proved my point about the one that catches you off guard. You know, the can hurt you if you're not lucky. So I want to make sure that this doesn't get me. There we go. That's the 5th set. So we've got one more after this. There we go. Okay. Last lot. And then we get to throw diamonds at him. The funny thing is, throwing diamonds at someone sounds like a horrible experience, and it probably is for Long John Silver. There you go. There we go. Okay, so that's his 2nd phase done. Now we're on to phase 3. Now his phase 3 is a bit difficult. So in phase 3, what we have to do is we have to scarp it left and right. And when a diamond falls, we have to grab the diamond and throw it, and when his laser catches it, it hurts him. So there you go. So I need to remember where the diamond is. I forget all the time where they are. There we go. So as soon as it spawns, you can just do that. I'm trying to think where the diamond is. Okay, missed the diamond. Okay, that's fine. I need to make sure I catch the diamond this time. Oh, flip, there's a diamond somewhere. Oh, I missed it again. There we go. Never mind. I'm trying to think where he's... Ah, there's the diamond. Nice. Oh, God. Oh, don't kill me. Oh, dear. Nice. Okay, that's the 2nd one done. 3rd one's a bit more tricky. For some weird reason, he likes to leave this right in his face like that. I don't know why, but yeah. I've had a better 3 cycle than that before. That's a shame, but that's the Silver Boss defeated. And finally, the Treasure Planet race, which caps off the entire run. Literally, so time's actually going to be not when I cross the line, but time's actually going to be... So you go... I'll kind of explain. So the Treasure Planet's about to explode and we're trying to escape it whilst racing through it. How that works, I do not know. Movie logic. Yeah, on this one what we want to be doing is making sure that well, we don't die for a start, but also that we keep ourselves in health, because I believe we're actually losing health. We haven't got much health left, which is a bit of a shame. That's fine. I'm sure we'll be alright, he says. Okay. Maybe not. Close. Very close. Okay, so I definitely need to get some health then. I like how I just jinxed that one. It's like, yeah, about that. So, on this particular bit, so this is actually adapting as you go with this one. So it's like an interactive map, this one, because it moves as you go. Like, everything changes as you go. So I have to make sure that nothing bad happens. Hopefully it doesn't. Fingers crossed. But yeah, time's actually not when you cross the line, but it's you have these like things that show up. Like the tokens and everything, the time that you've got. And it's actually after that. So, yeah. Also, time to collect a load of money. Because why the heck not? So at this point, the map itself, the track itself, it gets harder and harder as you go. So for example, these two green things lift up eventually, towards the end of the race, as you'll end up seeing. And it can actually be a bit of a pain to finish this part of the run, because you just don't know what's going to happen. Like that. That might happen. Might fall to your death, if you're not careful. So the game just decided it was going to eat my input there, which was fun. But anyway, regardless, I'm moving on. It'll be fine anyway, I'm sure it'll be fine. By the looks of it as well, this one's going to go under estimate, which is nice. It's the first time I've ever run this in any marathon, so I'm very thankful that UKSG has allowed me to run it, so thank you guys. But yeah, like I said, it's actually a very fun game, really. When you play it through casually, I think casually it takes maybe... Depends if you can find everything in the first playthrough. It takes around, like... I don't know, 2.5 to 3 hours, maybe? Casual playthrough-wise? It depends, really. You know, it depends how you deal with the bosses and how they treat you, so... You never know. So for those wondering, yes, that final... set of tile stuff, the rocks are actually going to disappear. They are going to completely disappear. Don't worry. Everything on this planet is about to be destroyed. But yeah, it's like I said, if anyone's interested in running it, feel free to do so. Like I said, I thought the Out of Bounds thing, the Infinity Death Fall, if whatever you want to call it, I always thought that was quite difficult to do when I first started running this. Or when I was looking at running, I was like, this doesn't look like an easy thing to pull off. And then turns out it's actually quite easy. So you never know. You never know. So time is coming up in about 20 seconds or so. Thereabouts. So ready on time. And it's not when you, like I said, it's not when you cross the line. It's actually when I click A or X, whatever. So it tells you your race time, and it goes, right, okay, here's the bronze time. Here's the silver. And here's the gold. And time is going to be... now. There you go. It even shows you a sneaky little movie clip at the end of the game, for good measure. Don't worry, and everyone lives happily ever after. The end. Well, I always think the music's a bit Irish too. Piratey, Irish, I don't know. You tell me what you think. But yeah, that is Treasure Planet for the PlayStation 1. I think it was 40... I got a 40.52 on my end, but... pretty good run, to be honest. I think if I retime that, it would be quicker. So time normally is actually when you load into Montressa. Time is actually the moment you start pressing down to scroll. So it's probably like a 40 maybe, or early, 40.39 or something. But that was Treasure Planet for the PlayStation 1. Like I said, feel free to give this game a go yourself. It's not too bad playing it through casually. And if you want to speedrun it, again, feel free to do so. I'm pretty sure a lot of people might want to run this. Especially if you're into platformers, definitely give it a go. It's a very fun game. And final few words I just want to mention is thank you again to UKSG for having me. Not once today, but twice. Awesome, thank you very much. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the Colin McRae Rally run that me and Zorf did before, and this Treasure Planet run. Like I said, feel free to give both games a run if you wish, if it takes your fancy. If not, obviously if you fancy learning something new, don't forget to give it a try. I just also want to mention as well to the Treasure Planet community who at the moment are finding new and improved ways of even beating this game without the use of glitches, so it's kind of obviously better with glitches than it is without, but you get the idea. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. I'll hand it back over to Zonorous. But yeah, thank you very much for watching my Choice Point run, and enjoy the rest of the marathon.
Hey, thanks a lot, Viper, for this run. This was it's pretty interesting, to say the least. And yeah, thanks a lot for the showcase.
No problem.
As far as I can tell, most people in chat quite enjoyed it.
Thought I'd give it a bit of a... Thought it'd make a change to some of that's racing. Granted, there was ships in it, and it was racing, yeah. But a lot more different than what I normally do. So, yeah. Like I said, glad to hear everyone enjoyed it. And, yeah, like I said, feel free to give it a try. There's a Discord and everything, so, yeah. Oh, yeah, and if you haven't watched the film, feel free to pick it up. It's only a couple of £, if that, a few euros maybe. You might be able to find it one of them flea markets. You never know. But good film, would highly recommend. All the book, and yeah, or like I said, the game, whichever. But yeah, they're all quite good. I enjoy all three. So yeah, no problem. Thanks again for having me, by the way.
Did you just have the movie beside you so you can just hold it in the camera?
Yeah.
Or is it constantly laying where it is right now?
No, it's just there. I just thought I'd bring it for the sake of the fact that we're running the game. So I was like, yeah, right. Why not?
That is commitment, and you heard the man, and I can agree. If you haven't watched the movie, it's after UKSG is done, just pick it up. It's a good Disney movie.
Yeah.
Very underrated Disney movie. And speaking about underrated things, we are shortly heading into a quick intermission, but when we come back, we have one of the most underrated games of video game history, which is going to be, drumroll, Hello Kitty Roller Rescue. So don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss it. This is going to be a doozy. So grab yourself a snack and a drink, and we will be right back with you.